Welcome. We're diving into one of the most controversial decisions in history, the dropping of the atomic bombs. The official narrative is clean and simple. The bombs ended the war. But the real story is far more complex and involves the conflict that came next. What if the atomic bombs weren't dropped to end World War II, but instead to start a new kind of conflict, the Cold War? On August 6th and 9th, 1945, over 200,000 people died in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The justification was to force Japan's surrender and save millions of lives from a land invasion. However, declassified documents, intercepted communications, and decades of research reveal a story driven by Soviet ambition, American fear, and a decision that changed the world. Let's look at the situation in the summer of 1945 to understand the context of this decision. By summer 1945, Japan was already on its knees. The naval blockade had starved them of resources, and 67 cities had been destroyed by firebombing. They were clearly losing. What most people don't know is that Japan was already trying to surrender. They used the Soviet Union as a secret back channel to negotiate peace, with only one key condition: keeping Emperor Hirohito on the throne. Senior American officials, including Secretary of War Henry Stimson, knew that guaranteeing the emperor's position might be enough to end the war without a costly invasion, and without the bomb. So why drop it? The answer lies in the growing tensions with America's uneasy wartime ally, the Soviet Union. At the Potsdam Conference in July 1945, President Truman casually informed Joseph Stalin that America had developed a powerful new weapon right after the first successful nuclear test in New Mexico. The message was intentional. Stalin had promised to attack Japan in early August. American leadership was terrified, not of needing their help, but of not being able to stop them. They had seen Soviet forces establish communist governments across Eastern Europe. Secretary of State James Burns explicitly stated that the bomb would make the Soviets, quote, more manageable in post-war negotiations. The bomb was a geopolitical tool aimed at Russia, not just Japan. Then, the three massive shocks that ended the war came in rapid succession. August 6th, Hiroshima. August 9th, Nagasaki, 3 days apart, showing America's unique power. Crucially, on August 8th, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan and invaded Manchuria with 1.5 million troops. Japan surrendered on August 15th. The question remains, did the bombs force the surrender, or was it the Soviet invasion, which destroyed Japan's last hope of a negotiated peace through Moscow and threatened a divided Japan? This debate is not settled. We must consider the serious counterarguments. Japan's military leadership was fanatical. They had kamikaze pilots ready, and internal documents showed factions willing to fight even after the bombs, making a land invasion potentially catastrophic for the US. Many believe President Truman genuinely thought the bombs would save more lives in the long run than they took, preventing a horrific land invasion. So what does this all mean? The historical record rarely provides a single clean answer. The bombings occurred at the intersection of military urgency and Cold War anxiety. It was a decision about ending one war, while strategically positioning for the next. History is everything, all at once, compressed into a single terrible decision.